Welcome back to Miniature Mashup, everybody. This week we're going to make ourselves a couple of golems. Now, golems are creatures from Jewish folklore. They're animated by a rabbi, and they come to the aid of the Jewish people in their times of need. Of course, the golems we're talking about are a staple of fantasy fiction. You can find them in all kinds of fantasy literature, and they're very prominent in Dungeons & Dragons, having many forms and types. This week we're going to make ourselves a iron slash mechanical slash clockwork slash steam powered golem, and we're also going to make a clay slash stone golem. We can look through Reaper bones. They're pretty reasonably priced, to be perfectly honest. You can get the clay or the stone golem for only $3, but of course we're going to do a little better here using just scraps of stuff we've got left over. You could find an iron golem for $6, but this clockwork golem is, wow, that is really high. Now we're going to start the clay slash stone golem project off with Awesome Andy. He's an early hero click. He's got a weird head, and we're going to take that off. And we're going to give him a couple of beads here. These are Buddha head beads. Then there's all kinds of people who make these. You can get a sack of these pretty cheap. I want to say I got a sack of like 30 for $3. And they're only one-sided. They're flat on the other side. So I'm going to glue two together just to give him a complete head here. Now I'm using E6000 to glue them together, and I'm going to scrape off any excess glue off the side with a toothpick. And I'm just going to take his head off with a safety knife. With our razor knife here, it comes right off. It's not too hard to get through that. And then using E6000 again, I'm going to glue that on. But first, of course, we're going to take him off the base using a pair of tiny wire cutters. And we're going to put him on a nice large size base. I believe this is a Malifaux base. Also E6000. Pretty much E6000 all around for this project, as it's mostly gluing plastic to plastic. Make sure I got the head set the way I like. And then of course we'll do a little PVA glue on the base. Spread that around with a toothpick. And then give him a quick dip into our craft sand. And he's ready to be primed. Now with this project I'm not going to go too dark, so I'm just going to prime him in a nice gray flat primer. It's a dollar store rattle can. Then the next step is to just give him a wash in Citadel's Nuln oil. That's a tough one to say, just to get in all those cracks there. And we're going all over him with that. And then we're going to dry brush him with a lighter gray and a little bit lighter gray on the highlights, shoulders, top of the head, things like that. And then we'll do the base in brown. I'm also going to pick out the eyes with a little bit of orange and red. Not in love with the color choices I made here on the eyes. I probably should have did just some sort of a light effect. All white or all black would probably have been more effective. We'll see some pictures of that guy when he's finished. Let's get started on our clockwork golem. Now his legs and the core of his body are coming off a Dreamblade Freakazoid miniature. You can find this guy in eBay lots. Hard to find him as a single, and if you find him as a single, I'm not sure he's going to even be that cheap. Dreamblade is a defunct game, but a lot of the good miniatures people have in their collection, and they just kind of hold on to them. So, sorry, but you know, any kind of large robot miniature with legs, a destroyer, the destroyer armor from HeroClix, there's a bunch that'll work. You know, we really just need the legs for this project. Now I'm cutting off his tentacles and his nose here because I need his face to sit in. I need these two faces to fit inside this pill bottle. And the pill bottle is going to be the true body of our clockwork golem here. So I just want to make sure I've got room enough to squeeze that in. Now we're going to chop the top of his head off, just flatten it out so it's flush with the inside of the pill bottle. And I'm also going to cut a section of the pill bottle, we're not using the whole thing, off. I only need about half of it, so I'm holding it with a pair of pliers and just cutting through it with a coping saw here. Get a nice even cut, which we'll clean up with our safety knife. Just get some of that extra jagged residue that's hanging around the lip. Now I'm going to cut a little hole in the front of this pill bottle to make room for an orc bike handlebar setup. I've got a bag. I don't have any orc bikers in my orc army, but I do have some bits from the orc bikes because I buy bags of orc bits on eBay. And so, you know, just this piece by itself, you know, isn't worth buying, but bags of orc bits and 40k bits are pretty good. And I'm also putting a rhino hatch on top of the pill bottle so it doesn't look like a pill bottle. And then little E6000 on top of Freakazoid's head. And we're going to push this pill bottle down, try to hold it all together. And we'll have him fully assembled shortly. Well, at least the abdomen and the legs. His arms are going to be legs off of a Zoids model praying mantis. Now, Zoids, these came from the dollar store. For a minute, dollar stores had Zoids toys, and they were really cool. I used to work at a call center, and I'd put them together at work, and I bought just a ton of them, because for $1 they were outstanding, and got a lot of pieces left over. So for this, you can use just any kind of a robot arm, or build arms out of beads. That was something I was thinking about when I started this project. I just happen to have these left over, and they look pretty good for this. They don't look super space age or high tech, they look kind of hydraulic. For his hands, I'm just using a dollar store spider. This is from a pack of the tinier spiders. I'm going to cut off the back end of the spider. I just want the legs and the front portion. I'm going to split him in half, and then I'm going to attach those with E6000 as well. Of course, we're going to put a little PVA glue on the base, spread that around with a toothpick, and then we're going to dip him in the craft sand to give him a little flocking. Take him outside. Because this one is going to mostly be painted in metal, we're going to base him just with some flat black spray paint. Again, it's a dollar store rattle can. Real simple paint job on this guy, almost entirely dry brushing him in silver. This is just Apple Barrel 50-cent bottle of silver. Going to bring out the horns with a little yellow and white, and then I'm going to go over him with some typhus corrosion to give him some dripping oil effects and some rust look. Guys, I think these both turned out pretty great for what they're supposed to be and for the price I paid. Especially like my little clockwork golem, who also can double as a Killa can in friendly games of Warhammer 40k. And I don't need to tell you, that saved me a bundle of money there. If you enjoyed this video, please consider donating to my GoFundMe campaign. Come and like us over at Facebook. There's a great way to keep in touch with the channel, see what's coming up and what we're working on. And as always, like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks for watching, guys.